You got to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and latch on to the affirmative, but don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Oh, what a great tune. And what a great message too. I suspect it's one that my final guest might agree with. He is entrepreneur Theo Paphitis, who was, of course, born in Limassol not so very long ago. And he's very well known in the UK as one of the protagonists on Dragon's Den. He is going to be in Cyprus next week because the University of Cyprus has got the awards ceremony for its entrepreneurship competition, and he is the keynote speaker. He's on the line. Theo, thanks very much indeed for joining me. Good evening.
It's my pleasure. Either that or sit in the traffic, and you're far more attractive than that.
Now, I'm sure that at this particular moment, and I understand that you were in Cyprus at the very beginning of the year, and I'm sure you noticed some changes, but you will notice many more, I'm quite sure, when you come back over the weekend for this talk on Monday. We are in an economic pickle, as you know. What will you be telling people at this entrepreneurship competition in your speech?
I love that economic pickle. That's an understatement of the year, but I do like it. And that's exactly what we're in. Can I use that?
Yeah, of course
I like
you can.
That economic pickle. And in the overall scheme of life and of the island, I think that's a great analogy. We are in the pickle at the moment, and things will get better, and things will improve. And the only people who can stop that happening is us, the Cypriots. So we can sit there moaning about the past, looking for scapegoats for people that caused a lot of this. Some of our politicians let us down, some of our bankers let us down. But at the end of the day, we're not going to change any of that because that's happened. But we've got to look forward, and we've got to be positive, and hopefully in a few years' time we can look back on it and say it was a lesson, but we've come out of it stronger, and the island is back on the mend and growing.
That's the secret, isn't it, of successful business, is that you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, we all got clangers. We all get things wrong. Nobody gets everything right. Well, unless they're a liar. And the thing is, when things go wrong, is to learn from it and make sure, one, it doesn't happen again. And secondly, the lessons that are learned, you can actually improve your business and improve the economy. And this has been such a painful lesson. It really would be criminal not to learn from it.
Theo, you've taken over many failing companies in your time. Is the taking over of failing companies and turning them into successful companies quite the same as starting up a company? And you're a great supporter, I know, of small businesses. Cyprus, I think it's fair to say, is pretty well built on the small and medium-sized enterprises, they call them. What can that sort of section of our business community do when the situation is as dire as this and people are actually closing up shop almost on a daily basis?
Well, there's two things. You're absolutely right. Turning around a sick business is totally different to starting up a new one. And at the moment, I'm in the process of doing both. I've got Robert Dars, which I bought about a year ago, that was struggling. It's an ironmongery business with 96 stores, mainly in the south of England. And in a year, we've managed to get that pretty well back on track now. And we also launched Blue Avenue 2 years ago. It was a brand new laundry concept, which we're now licensing internationally. Which is, again, totally different thing, starting with a clean piece of paper with no design, nothing, and creating a whole brand around it. So there are two very distinct different things. But you know what? Whatever the economic climate, the only difference is you cut your suit according to your cloth, you do your homework, and you understand your market. And some great businesses were actually launched in recessions and in difficult times. And there's no reason why Cyprus can't continue. What we must make sure, of course, is that the lifeblood, which is cash and basically liquidity, funding, must remain on the island. If we lose that, then we will be in trouble. So we've got to make sure we've got access for our entrepreneurs, our small business people in Cyprus, to be able to access cash to be able to grow their business.
So are you saying that until we have that liquidity, which with all the restrictions in place we still don't, that it would be foolish to try and launch a business now?
Well, it's not foolish if you've got the money. Far from it. But a lot of people need to borrow money to start businesses. You know, I didn't have money to start business, and a lot of the Cypriots won't have family money to launch business. They will have to go to be able to borrow money, and that's what I'm talking about.
And let me ask you as well about your Small Business Sunday, because you're a great user of technology for promoting your various interests and businesses, aren't you?
I like Twitter. That's one of the things that I'm on, and every Sunday I ask small businesses to send me a tweet with their business, and on a Monday I choose my favourite 6 and I retweet them to about 370,000 of my followers. And what it does, it gives them free publicity, free marketing, gets them further followers. They get a page on my website, on my Small Business Sunday website, Theo Paphitis, SPS.com, and it brings the club, they trade with each other, but it also gives them exposure to many more people than they could normally get.
Which is a great thing to do since you yourself have been so successful. What would you put your success down to?
I love what I do. I often say when people ask me, you know, oh, I don't make professions, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, what job do you think I should do? And I always say, if you're passionate about what you do, you won't have a problem getting up in the morning, you won't have a problem putting the extra hours in because you love what you do. And you know what? There's a great chance you'll be successful if you do that.
And what about the global aspect of things? Cyprus is a small island. The market here is limited, but it does seem to me that we haven't yet latched on to the possibility of having customers across the globe by using technology and the internet. We seem to still be a little bit island-centric.
It is a great lead-in. If you come to the speech on Monday evening, that's exactly some of the points I'll be making.
I suppose you'll be very interested as well in whoever's won all these entrepreneurial awards. We hope that you'll be back in Cyprus on a regular basis. Do you talk to the politicians and the decision makers when you're here? Do they ask you for your opinion on how to turn around the business sector?
No, they don't ask my opinion, and I've never sought to give them my opinion either. I just get on with my life and get on with what I do, being a shopkeeper, helping small businesses, and really enjoying what I do.
OK, but you do say that common sense is one of the things that's very often lacking in business. It's lacking in politicians to a very large degree. I just thought maybe you would have a little bit of advice that you could give the people here who are trying desperately to turn around a dire situation.
Politicians, I mean, if they had common sense, they wouldn't
be politicians.
Really would they? Exactly. I mean, it's a contradiction in terms. But listen, the difficulty is, I think, for any politician, and I sometimes feel for them, although they do have a tendency to drop major clangers and not really think things through. The island's got lots of potential still. What we do need to do is to change, I suppose, the habits of a lifetime or many generations. We've got to adopt a very transparent type of government and process, which unfortunately we don't have. And unless we do, with an island that's so small, we will always have these conflicts that constantly exist. And of course, the poor people on the street are the ones that pay the price, not the people that have these conflicts, because they seem to always benefit from having these conflicts. And that really does have to stop if this island's going to get anywhere.